102 Dalmatians is a pretty sweet film. This was released in 2000. It's directed by Kevin Lima. It's written by Kristen, Buckley, Brian Regan, Bob Tzudiker, and Noni White. And we have a cast including Glenn Close. Of course, Glenn Close plays Cruella de Vil. And in this film, Cruella de Vil is now out. Well, spoiler for something that happens in the first film, I guess, if you haven't seen it. But Cruella is now out of prison. And she's still after the puppies. Will she be able to get them this time? It's a decent enough narrative. I like it well enough. We obviously have scenes with the puppies and they're just absolutely adorable. And there are a lot of obstacles to overcome and a lot of small problems here and there. And of course we get to know the puppies a little bit more in their personalities, which is quite nice as well. It definitely does feel like the Cruella show or the Cruella film in a lot, not the actual Cruella film, but it feels like it focuses very much on Cruella to the point where it could have been called Cruella, and I think that would have made a lot of sense. That's not to say that the puppies, the dogs don't get any attention or anything. They absolutely do. So do other characters, but it's definitely driven by Cruella, and it works well. It really does, and Glenn Close gives an absolutely amazing performance. Visually, it's an absolute joy to look at. We have a lot of black and white, of course, but we also have a lot of colours, a lot of beautiful images. It's gorgeous to look at as well. I was surprised to see that it has 4.9 out of 10 on IMDb across 41,000 reviews and ratings. It's not the worst rating, but generally anything under 5 out of 10 means that it's not a very good film, based on popular opinion. But for me, I liked it. I'm not saying it's better or even as good as the first film, but I thought it was an enjoyable experience still. I had seen it before, but a long time ago, and I couldn't remember a lot of the specifics. So for me, it was kind of like watching it for the first time, and it was a really enjoyable experience. Interestingly, it was nominated for an Oscar, which is not surprising. It was nominated for Best Costume Design for Anthony Powell, and the costumes, particularly Cruella's, just absolutely gorgeous. So that doesn't surprise me at all. Lots of other nominations as well. Although it was nominated for something called the Stinkers Bad Movie Awards, which I'm not familiar with. It kind of feels like a Razzies kind of thing, where, well, it was nominated for Worst Supporting Actor, Worst On-Screen Couple, Worst On-Screen Hairstyle. I have to say, these are fun categories. Not great for the film, but definitely quite fun categories, and I might actually look into those awards a little bit more. And in general, I thought it was an enjoyable experience. Sure, maybe not as great as the first live-action film, but because Glenn Close was amazing as Cruella, she looks fantastic as Cruella, and Cruella is a great character, and it's very much driven by Cruella. I thought it was pretty decent. If you've seen the first film and you're curious about this one, I'd say it's worth checking out. 102 Dalmatians is definitely not a bad film, and in general, I quite enjoyed it.